Hi there. Welcome to Heart Space, a place where a holistic approach is embraced to give guidance and to mend your heart and soul. I'm Eve Alexandra Ruiz, a doctor who, after psychiatry training, left traditional medicine to more wholly use my heart to help determined, purposeful entrepreneurs who've experienced energetic entanglement, manipulation, to powerfully pursue and achieve personal and professional dreams. And as your host today, I am so delighted to introduce you to Ciara. Ciara is a luminous soul, a medium in service to the ascended masters, Jesus, Mother Mary, and Kuan Yin, through whom she carries whispers of love, wisdom, and remembrance of the eternal. With grace, she opens the veil, uniting angels, guides, and cherished loved ones to deliver messages that heal the heart and awaken faith in life beyond this world. As a hospital chaplain, she serves those in suffering and at the threshold of departure, offering peace and solace. Rooted in theology, trained as a Reiki master, and ever deepening in her studies, Ciara embodies a rare devotion, the quiet res the quiet radiance of one who lives entirely in service to spirit and to love. I am thrilled that you decided to come join us on this beautiful, busy day, Ciara. Thank you so much for coming in here to share of yourself.
No, thank you. I am so honored to be here and to talk with you about, spiritual gifts and how our community can help brighten the lives of others.
So well said,
Yeah.
indeed. So, in our short time together, our audience wants to hear your story, the story behind the words, behind the acts with your clients. So, would you please bring us toward more of the beginning, the start of your spiritual journey, how you got into all of this?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say the majority of kind of my ascension process to get to where I am now took over about 7 years. Previously, I'd been working as a graphic designer.
Mm,
Yeah, for 15 years, but I had never felt fulfilled, and I was actually always very sick. About
wow,
20 years at the age of 19, I was diagnosed with bipolar
my
disorder.
goodness,
And I kind of went
how
through
fun.
this really crazy pharmaceutical journey of really trying to find myself. And I was actually living and working as a designer in New York, where my life kind of just exploded. I got really sick. I was going through a divorce. Work was not going as well as planned. And, I just gave birth to my daughter. And so all these
So
things
much
were,
going
yeah,
on.
so much going on in my life that, I had to bring my daughter back to California to start my healing journey. And I had
But
what,
another change. Oh my goodness.
yeah, another change. And I basically, when I finally brought her here, I knew my life was not going in the direction I wanted. I just felt unfulfilled. I felt really sick. And in the middle of the night, I had what I would call a near death experience because I didn't die, but God took my soul out of my body. I
Yes.
had like a mini life review showing like how I was making myself sick, that this was not the journey that my soul had intended, and that these are the changes I needed to make to start working as a spiritual worker for Him, for God.
My.
Yeah. And so after that event, I enrolled in spiritual development classes over at Heart Space. Yeah.
Oh,
So and I started going back to church, all these things that I felt like were missing in my life. I really started learning how to connect with my guides and start learning my about my abilities, because what I also was told in my near death experience is that I was making myself sick because I was not using my spiritual abilities, my gifts that I was born with.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so as I kind of continued on this healing journey of like learning how to channel my abilities, I got off my medication. I started being able to be more in tune with the spirit world. And it wasn't until about 4 years ago that I was activated to work as a medium. This is when my guides kind of pushed me out the door and said, had visions of myself doing readings for people. I was told how much to charge, how exactly I was going to work. And then it wasn't until about a year and a half ago that I was activated to work for the Ascended Masters because I had achieved a certain level of obedience, of kind of knowledge and wisdom that they had been giving me. I had kind of
Yeah.
reached my ascension. And I am told that I'm going to keep working, keep climbing, which I always like to tell this to people because everyone is born with spiritual abilities, everyone. And it's our choice. We use our free will, whether or not we want to embrace them, because we are given these gifts to help others and to do their work, to do heaven's work here on earth so that life would be easier.
I love hearing someone else say these words. I say these whenever I'm lecturing over at the Heart Space.
Yeah. I feel like there is so much discontent because people are not connected with source. And it is easy to get reconnected and to align with your soul purpose. And so with me, with my journey, what I learned is that my calling really is to help educate and prepare people for the afterlife. And that's how I use my advanced spiritual gifts, is to help prepare and let people know that the soul continues after physical death and that we are to stay connected with them.
Your story just flows like a stream. And there's the occasional bubbling over the boulders, and then it evens out, always flowing toward the light. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah, when I started listening to the guidance that God provided to me, which God does provide guidance to everybody, I
Yes.
just felt the puzzle pieces click together and I
Hmm.
just felt more flow. I feel so much more happy because I feel like I am lighted or lit from
Well
within with heaven's
said.
light. Yeah.
Well said. My goodness. Oh, I love this. I have a legion of angels around me who are saying to me just how many, in your young age, how many souls down here you have helped,
Oh,
and massively, with such patience and grace, they're saying. I
oh.
just love this.
I love that. And so it's not it's I'm not surprised that you bring up angels because a majority of the work I do, I see angels. I don't even see so much guides, but I see angels much more. And they're always by my side. They help lift the veil when I do mediumship readings, and then they're helping lift the veil for Jesus while I'm there at time of death. So
So beautiful to hear. And, this is the first time that this experience has happened in the episodes I've done, but each one is unique unto itself. The thing is, I used to call myself an angel whisperer. I deal with the archangels regularly. So I just love that they know and they can speak to me.
I love that. It's just
Completely.
validation for
Yeah,
me and my work and kind of the
yeah.
visions and the heavenly beings I get to work with. It's just so nice to hear it validated.
Wow.
Because I know every experience is unique. And I
Mhm.
know some people work with different guides, but I
Oh,
know that specifically I work with angels.
yeah,
Yeah.
you do because so many are around right now. That is so lovely. Well, thank you for sharing this lovely backstory for us. So, what are your plans in terms of, do you simply wish to continue in this stream on this beautiful path you've been on, or are you considering down the road any deviations into, deviant sounds different, but any other things that you would like to include in your services?
I definitely see it evolving. I do see myself going more into the hospice industry to actually prepare people who are transitioning, but to really help give peace and comfort to the family and friends of those who are
You will
there.
flourish doing that. You're already successful, but your angels are saying this, you are so meant for this. You're going right into your essence within its matrix.
I'm so glad you said that because that's really what my guides and what the ascended masters have been really telling me is
Mhm.
my job is to
Yes.
prepare people.
Mhm.
And so I do see myself really combining mediumship along with hospice work
Mhm.
and giving people the tools to be able to communicate with their loved ones, help their loved ones transition through it, and then
Absolutely.
afterwards, stay connected because the gift can, God does allow us all that ability. We just have to know how to use it. Kind of, it's like any kind of exercise. You got to just work at it. But that is how I see myself kind of merging and creating a niche within this industry that is um
Well needed.
yeah, so I wanted to
One.
say like underserved, like I didn't know how, but yeah, well
That's
needed.
exactly right. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. I want to thank you and your angels and mine for being together in such community to be sure that our listeners get the highest good from you, your essence, and your heart for service.
Mm.
I wonder, before we wrap up, do you have any special message for the listeners?
So I was just filled with chills and I did hear hope. Hope.
Hmm.
They really want people to hold on to hope, especially because it's kind of a dark time right now, and it will become more and more challenging. But just remember, we are God's children, and we are never left alone, and we do have the resources we need to thrive. And hope is really that light that we can give for others, and it really is our connection with one another and with God. So it's like the more you can hold on to hope, the more that you just tell people that they're not alone and that we're all together.
Absolutely. Wow. So beautiful. Whispers of hope. May they stay with all listening here. And I know they're already solidly lodged within you. Thank you for being our beacon of hope, devotion, and high vibe angel love.
Thank you. Namaste.
Absolutely. The other ascended masters know that they are there as well. It's just that right now, the mass of angels that's here, I must acknowledge them as well.
I feel it too. I feel it in my I keep getting goose
Me too. Me
bumps.
too. This has been such a lovely time, well spent. Well, everyone, just carry this energy of blessing with you in the days that follow. It is real. This stuff is true. Thank you for sharing your truth with us, Ciara. For those in the audience who would love to experience in real life or even over the phone her love, her divine essence, simply go to the link that's below this and make a call. Reach out for Ciara Titus and you will be taken care of. In the meantime, before the next time that we get together, I want to wish everyone well. I see your light and I delight in it. Namaste, Ciara.
Namaste.
Namaste, listeners. Goodbye.